Don't come to the family reunion." My sister Jennifer's voice was matter-of-fact, cold. "What? Why not?" "Because you're the black sheep, Sophie. Everyone knows it. You'll just make things awkward. Mom and I are organizing this reunion to celebrate our family legacy. And honestly, you don't represent that legacy." I stood in my kitchen, phone pressed against my ear, heart sinking. "So I'm not invited to my own family reunion?" "It's better this way. Trust me, no one will ask about you. No one will miss you. Just stay away." That was June 2015. They held a massive family reunion without me. 70 relatives, 3 days of celebrations. I wasn't in a single photo, wasn't mentioned once. I cut them off completely. 8 years of silence. Last month, Jennifer showed up at my office, crying, holding Dad's will. "Sophie, you need to read this. The lawyer just revealed something about Mom, about the reunion, about money that should have been yours. What that will expose destroyed everything, and what I discovered about my mother and sister, I never saw it coming. If you've ever been called the family black sheep, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever been excluded from a family event? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. Let me take you back. June 2015. My name is Sophie Martinez. I was 28 years old, living in Denver, Colorado, working as a middle school teacher, making $45,000 a year, renting a small apartment, living paycheck to paycheck. My family lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Old money, land that had been in the family for generations. My father, Carlos Martinez, owned a successful construction company. My mother, Diana, came from a wealthy family herself. My older sister, Jennifer, was 32, married to an investment banker named Preston. They lived in a sprawling adobe house, had 2 perfect children. Jennifer didn't work, she volunteered, organized charity galas, lived off Preston's income and family money. My younger brother, Miguel, was 25, still figuring himself out, living at home, working for Dad's company. And then there was me, the middle child, the black sheep, the one who chose teaching over business, the one who moved to Denver instead of staying in Santa Fe, the one who married a public defender named Marcus instead of someone from our social circle. I'd always been different, more interested in helping kids than making money, more passionate about education reform than country club politics. But I thought family was family. I was wrong. That June, my mom called. "Sophie, Jennifer and I are organizing something special. A family reunion for the Martinez clan. We're celebrating 150 years since our ancestors arrived in New Mexico." "That sounds amazing. When is it?" 4th of July weekend, 3 days. We're renting out a resort. Everyone's coming, cousins from Mexico, relatives from California, the whole family. I'll request time off work. Actually, about that. Her tone shifted. "Let me put Jennifer on the line." Jennifer's voice came through. "Hey, Sophie, so about the reunion?" "Yeah, it sounds great. Marcus and I will definitely be there." "That's the thing. We don't think you should come." My stomach dropped. "What?" "Look, this reunion is about celebrating our family legacy, our heritage, our success. And you don't really represent that." "I don't represent our family legacy?" "You're a teacher making barely enough to survive. You married a public defender. You live in a tiny apartment in Denver. You rejected everything our family stands for: wealth, status, tradition." "I didn't reject it. I just chose a different path. A path that embarrasses us. Do you know what it's like when relatives ask about you, when they ask what you do? I have to say you're a teacher. They look at me with pity, like our family failed you somehow." "Teaching is honorable work. It's not the point. The point is you're the black sheep. Everyone knows it. And this reunion is about celebrating the successful members of our family. You being there would just highlight what you're not." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "So you're uninviting me from a family reunion because I'm not rich enough?" "I'm suggesting you skip it because you'll be uncomfortable. All the conversations will be about business deals, investments, real estate. What will you contribute? Stories about middle schoolers? My throat tightened. Does Mom agree with this? Mom's voice came back on the line. Sophie, sweetheart, Jennifer has a point. This reunion is costing us over $50,000. We're flying people in, renting a resort, catering everything. It's a significant investment to showcase our family's achievements. And I'm not an achievement? You're just different. You chose a noble path, yes, but it's not the path that represents our family's legacy of entrepreneurship and success. So I'm not invited. We're not sending you an invitation, no. It's better this way. You'll save money on travel, avoid uncomfortable conversations. Everyone wins. Except me. I lose my family. Don't be dramatic, Sophie. It's one event. An event celebrating our entire family, without me. We'll take lots of photos. You can see them afterwards. I hung up before I started crying. I sat on my couch. Marcus came home from work, found me staring at nothing. What's wrong? I told him everything. The reunion, the uninvitation, the reasons. His face hardened. They said that to you? Word for word. That's cruel, Sophie. Unbelievably cruel. They think I'm an embarrassment, that I don't represent family success. You're a teacher. You shape young minds. You make a difference every single day. That's more valuable than any business deal. Not to them. Marcus sat beside me. What do you want to do? I don't know. Part of me wants to show up anyway, prove them wrong, but another part just wants to disappear. If they don't value me, why should I keep trying? You shouldn't. You deserve better than this. That night, I made a decision. If I wasn't welcome at the family reunion, I wasn't welcome anywhere. I was done. I didn't call them back, didn't argue, didn't beg to be included. 4th of July weekend came. I saw the photos on social media. 70 relatives gathered at a beautiful resort. Mariachi bands, traditional dancing, elaborate meals. Everyone dressed in formal attire. Jennifer posted hundreds of photos. Mom gave speeches. They unveiled a family tree going back 5 generations. Celebrated ancestors who built businesses, acquired land, achieved success. I wasn't in a single photo. My name wasn't on the family tree materials. It was like I'd been erased. The caption on Jennifer's final post, celebrating 150 years of Martinez family excellence. So grateful for our legacy of entrepreneurship and achievement. No mention of education, no mention of service, no mention of me. I blocked them all. Jennifer, Mom, Miguel, extended family, all of it. Marcus held me while I cried. You're worth more than their narrow definition of success. Then why does it hurt so much? Because they're your family, and they should have known better. The first year was brutal. Holidays alone, birthdays without family calls, wondering if I'd made the right choice. But by year 2, something shifted. I stopped trying to prove myself to people who would never see my value. I focused on my work, my students, my life. I became department chair at my school, got a $10,000 raise, started a tutoring program for struggling students. The program got local recognition, then state recognition. Year 3, I was offered a position at a prestigious private school. They wanted me to develop their community outreach program. The salary was $72,000. I took it. Year 4, my program expanded. We partnered with 5 public schools, provided free tutoring to 200 students annually. I wrote grants, secured funding, built something meaningful. Year 5, Marcus made partner at his firm. Our combined income crossed 6 figures. We bought a house, small, but ours. We were building a life. Year 6, I was promoted to Director of Community Education Programs. Salary, $95,000. I managed a team of 12 educators. Our program served 500 students across 10 schools. Year 7, I won a state award for educational innovation. The governor presented it. My photo was in newspapers. I was invited to speak at conferences. Year 8, I was headhunted by a national education nonprofit. They offered me $130,000 to develop community programs across the Western region. I accepted. Marcus and I moved into a bigger house, started investing, built savings. We were comfortable. More than comfortable. We were thriving. I thought about my family sometimes. Wondered if they knew about my success. Wondered if they'd be proud. Wondered if they even remembered excluding me. But I never reached out. They'd made it clear I didn't fit their definition of success, so I built my own definition. Then, 5 weeks ago, my receptionist buzzed me. "Sophie, there's someone here to see you. She says she's your sister?" My heart stopped. "Tell her I'm busy." "She's crying. She says it's urgent, about your father." I closed my eyes, took a breath. "Send her in." Jennifer walked into my office and I barely recognized her. She'd aged more than 8 years should account for. Stress lines around her eyes, gray streaking her hair, designer clothes that didn't quite hide how thin she'd become. She looked around my office. Awards on the walls, photos of students, certificates of achievement. Her eyes widened. "Sophie, you've done well." I stayed behind my desk, professional, cold. "What do you want, Jennifer?" "It's Dad. He died 2 weeks ago. Heart attack." I felt the words hit me. Dad was gone. "I'm sorry to hear that." "You didn't know?" "How would I know? I haven't spoken to any of you in 8 years. I thought maybe Miguel would have reached out. I blocked everyone. After the reunion. After you made it clear I wasn't part of the family." Guilt flashed across her face. "Sophie, about that, why are you here?" "Because of Dad's will. It was read yesterday. And there's something you need to know. Something about Mom. About the reunion. About money." She pulled out papers. Dad's will. Her hands were shaking. "What about it?" "Dad left you something. A lot of something. And the lawyer said things. Things I didn't know. Things Mom never told anyone." "What things?" "Can we sit, please?" I gestured to the chair across from my desk. She sat, looked smaller than I remembered. "Dad left you 40% of his estate, the construction company, the land in Santa Fe, investment accounts, everything. It's worth about $3.2 million. My breath caught. "What?" "Mom gets 30%. Miguel gets 20%. I get 10%. "Why would he do that?" "That's what I asked. The lawyer showed us a letter from Dad, written 5 years ago." She pulled out another paper. "Read it." I took the letter. Dad's handwriting, shaky near the end, like he'd been emotional. "My dearest Sophie, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm so sorry. Sorry I wasn't stronger. Sorry I let your mother and sister exclude you. Sorry I didn't fight for you when you needed me. The truth is, I was proud of you, always. You chose a path of service over wealth. You became a teacher, helped children, made a real difference. That's worth more than any business deal I ever made. Your mother and Jennifer couldn't see it. They valued money over meaning. I tried to tell them, tried to make them include you in the reunion. But Diana threatened to leave me if I interfered. She said you were an embarrassment, that you'd ruin the family image. I was a coward. I should have stood up for you, should have told you the truth, should have chosen you over keeping peace. This inheritance is my attempt to make it right. You deserve more than money. You deserve an apology, an explanation, the truth. I love you, Mija. I'm so proud of who you became. Please forgive me for not being brave enough to tell you while I was alive. Love, Dad. Tears blurred my vision. I set the letter down. He knew. He knew the whole time. He tried to fight it. I didn't know that. Mom never told me. What else didn't she tell you? Jennifer's face crumpled. Everything. The lawyer kept going, kept revealing things. Sophie, it gets worse. I grabbed tissues, handed them to Jennifer. Tell me. She took a shaky breath. The reunion. The one we excluded you from. Dad didn't just disagree with it. He refused to fund it. What? Mom told me Dad was paying for everything, the $50,000 budget. But according to the lawyer, Dad refused, said he wouldn't fund an event that excluded his daughter, so Mom paid for it herself. With what money? That's where it gets complicated. Dad kept separate finances. his business accounts, his investments. Mom had her own inheritance from her family, but it wasn't enough for the reunion. So how did she pay? She took out a loan against Dad's life insurance policy, $75,000, without telling him. My eyes widened. That's fraud. The lawyer said it's technically legal in New Mexico if both spouses are on the policy, but morally, she stole from him. Why would she do that? Why was the reunion so important? That's the part that destroyed me. The lawyer had emails, between Mom and me, from before the reunion. She pulled out more papers. I didn't remember these, but he had them, printed from Mom's account after Dad died. She handed them to me. I read, email from Diana to Jennifer, May 2015. Jennifer, I've been thinking about the reunion. I don't want Sophie there. She's an embarrassment. A teacher married to a public defender? That's not the image we want to project. Let's position this as a celebration of successful family members. Sophie doesn't qualify. If Carlos objects, I'll handle him. This reunion is about securing your children's future, making connections, showing extended family that our branch is still powerful. Sophie being there undermines everything. Trust me on this, Mom. Email from Jennifer to Diana. I agree, Mom. Sophie has always been the odd one out. I'll call her. Tell her not to come. I'll make it seem like it's for her own good. She'll be hurt, but she'll get over it. Better than having her awkward presence ruin our chance to impress the family. I looked up at Jennifer. You planned this together. It wasn't just about me being uncomfortable. It was strategic. I was thinking about my kids, about their inheritance, about maintaining family status. Mom convinced me that Sophie being there would make us look weak. Weak? How? Because you chose a different path. She said extended family would see you as the failure of our generation, that it would reflect poorly on all of us, on our parenting, on our values. So you erased me. Yes, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why tell me this now? Why not just take your 10% and disappear? Her face twisted with pain. Because there's more. The lawyer found something else, something Mom never wanted anyone to know. Jennifer pulled out a bank statement. After Dad died, the lawyer did a full accounting, found all accounts, all transactions, everything. And Mom's been receiving money, monthly deposits, for 8 years, $5,000 a month. From where? From Dad's business account, marked as spousal allowance. But here's the thing, Dad didn't authorize these payments. Then who did? Mom did. She had signing authority on the business accounts. She's been paying herself $5,000 a month for 8 years. That's $480,000. Stolen from the business, stolen from Dad's estate, stolen from all of us. My head spun. Why? The lawyer thinks it's connected to the reunion. She spent $75,000 on it, went into debt, started siphoning money from the business to cover her lifestyle and pay back the loan. She's been embezzling for 8 years. Does Miguel know? Not yet. The lawyer asked me to tell you first, because legally, as the majority inheritor, you have the right to press charges. Press charges against our mother? For fraud, embezzlement. The lawyer says it's clear-cut. She stole nearly $500,000. I sat back, processing. My mother had excluded me from a family reunion, taken out a fraudulent loan to fund it, then stolen from Dad's business for 8 years to cover her tracks. Why are you telling me this? Because I need you to know the truth. About Mom, about me, about everything, and because I need your help. Help with what? Preston left me 6 months ago, found out I've been living beyond our means, that my family money was actually Mom giving me cash under the table, money she stole from Dad's business. Preston's lawyer found the trail, filed for divorce. I'm losing everything. So you're broke. Worse than broke. I owe Preston money in the settlement. I have 2 kids to support. No job skills, no income. Mom's money is gone. And now this will reading shows I'm getting the smallest share. And you want what from me? Money? No. I want forgiveness. I want a chance to rebuild our relationship. I want my sister back. I stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the city. You excluded me from a family reunion 8 years ago, told me I was an embarrassment, erased me from family history. Now you show up because you need me? I show up because I was wrong. About everything. You weren't the black sheep. You were the smart one. You built a real life, real success, and I wasted 8 years chasing Mom's approval and stolen money. What do you want me to do about Mom? That's up to you. The lawyer says you can press charges, recover the money, or you can let it go. And you? What do you want? I want to be your sister again. I want to apologize to Marcus. I want my kids to know their aunt. I want to do better. I turned back to Jennifer. Here's what's going to happen. I'm pressing charges against Mom. Embezzlement is a crime. She'll face consequences. Jennifer nodded. I understand. As for you, I don't forgive you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I'm willing to try. Coffee, phone calls, slow rebuilding. Thank you. That's more than I deserve. You're right, it is. But you're still my sister, and unlike Mom, I believe people can change. What about Miguel? I'll talk to him, tell him everything. He deserves to know the truth. He'll be devastated. He should be. Mom lied to all of us. The next day, I called the lawyer, authorized him to file charges. Mom was arrested 2 weeks later. Embezzlement. Fraud. The trial is pending. Miguel called me crying. I didn't know, Sophie, I swear. I thought you just didn't want to be part of the family. Mom convinced everyone of that. It was easier than admitting she wanted me gone. I'm sorry I didn't reach out. I should have questioned it. You were young, influenced by Mom. I get it. Can we fix this? Us? We can try. I inherited Dad's business, sold it to his longtime partner for fair market value, kept the land, invested the rest. My portion came to $3.2 million, just like Jennifer said. I donated $500,000 to educational nonprofits, set up a scholarship fund in Dad's name for students pursuing teaching careers. The irony wasn't lost on me. Jennifer and I meet for coffee monthly. She's learning to live within her means, got a job as an administrative assistant. She's working on herself, on being honest, on being a better sister. Miguel visits Denver every few months. We're building something, slow, careful, real. Mom is facing 5 years in prison. She wrote me a letter. I haven't opened it. I'm not ready. I'm Sophie Martinez. I'm 36 years old. 8 years ago, my sister told me not to come to our family reunion because I was the black sheep. My mother organized it without me, because I didn't represent their definition of success. What they didn't know? My father was proud of me. Always. He left me the majority of his estate, and his will exposed everything. Mom's fraud, Jennifer's complicity, 8 years of lies. My sister's desperation brought her to my door, and Dad's will revealed the truth that set us all free. I wasn't the black sheep. I was the one who chose meaning over money. And in the end, that's exactly what Dad valued most. Some families celebrate the wrong things. Wealth over character, status over service, image over integrity. But the truth always comes out. And when it does, you'll know who you really are and what you're really worth. I'm worth more than any inheritance. I'm worth the lives I've changed, the students I've helped, the choice I made to be true to myself. That's a legacy worth celebrating. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.